is the loading area. This is where we take the baits that were casted and we get them ready for the paint shop. Here we use styrofoam to load the baits into. We have two main different sizes: a smaller rack for your smaller baits, bigger racks for larger hooks, larger baits. This particular case, we're going to need the larger rack. So what we do is we grab a case, grab the racks, get the case filled up, take the baits, dump them out in front of the case. You don't want to put them on the back side or off to the side, because what happens is you end up finding yourself reaching further and taking more time to grab the baits, so it'll end up slowing you down. When you're loading, you start about 2 or 3 fingers from the end. You want to make sure that the hook is down all the way. You don't want to have the hook tip showing, because what will happen is when it's in the paint shop, they'll paint over it, and then in the end we have to end up cleaning all the hook tips that get white paint on them or just get paint on them in general. So when loading them, we need to make sure that the hooks are all the way down, but you don't want to shove the bait down into the rack either. You stop where the lead starts, is where you stop. About a finger's distance apart is where you want them to sit, and you just work your way down the rack. And when you get towards the other end, same thing as this end. You want to stop about 2 or 3 fingers distance from the end. And we do that because it's what's needed in the paint shop for how they spray. They have to have that gap on each end. And then once you finish one rack, you just move on to the next one and apply the same concept. 2 or 3 from the end, and just work your way down, keeping everything about a finger's distance apart. And that is loading.